Hey everyone, this is Pat Mesiti here, live at 5, and I want to take a bit of a, well, let's just say a detour from off the crazy stuff that's happening down there. And, I really want to work with you guys this week on a series on a transformation of your mind. You've often heard it say that, your mind will either build you a prison or a palace. And your future prosperity lies within the confines of your mind. It's amazing how our minds have been assaulted in the last few months. I could say assaulted, insulted, challenged, stretched. All kinds of emotions from anger, resentment, dread, fear, panic, you name it, all of them. And they all happen in our mind. And if we don't attend to our mind, we could actually lose our mind. And I'm not saying like lose it, go crazy. Actually, some people feel like they're going crazy, to be honest with you. But we can lose our sense of direction and purpose, and also our sense of self-awareness. I've been talking to a few mates of mine down there in Victoria right now who are really doing it tough. And these are great guys. They're strong men. They're good men. And there's only a certain amount that the mind can take. I don't know about you, but have you ever wake up in the morning and your mind is just running around like a train? It's going hammer and tong, and you're going, what's going on? Or maybe you've woke up one morning and you just feel flat or depressed or just sad. And obviously a lot of those things are because of what's happening around us. And we've got to really quarantine our mind. I remember at the beginning of this crazy season we're in, I spoke about quarantining your mind, and I want to deal with that this week. The first thing I want you to understand is that you've got to guard your heart and mind. Even the good book says, guard your heart or your mind. The word heart, mind, cardi is the same words, because out of it are all the issues of life. And before any issues come up, they really, or issues manifest themselves, they really start in the mind. And I point up here, but the mind is this invisible part of you that feels and thinks, and, it's got all these things going through it. So how do we control? How can we protect? How can we put a guard? Well, the first thing I want to challenge you with is firstly, number one, guard your mind. I think it was W. Clement Stone who wrote the book As a Man Thinketh. And as a man thinketh, the good book says, so is he. As we think, if we think dread, if we think fear, if we think chaos, if we think confusion, that's how our life's going to be. And one of the things that we need to understand is that our mind is a responder. It's a responder. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So what does our mind respond to? Well, let me take a few little insights from my book, Dreamers Never Sleep, and I trust that it helps you. Number one, it responds to your eyes. What do you see physically? Have you ever seen something and it just disturbs you? I mean, you turn on the TV and you see these images and think, they disturb you. Well, that will bring a reaction in your mind. And so we've got to be people that really kind of make a covenant with our eyes. A lot of people, a lot of men get themselves into trouble on the internet because of their eyes. Well, women too, of course. But your eyes are like the window to your soul. And focus and clear vision are vital to know where you're going. Now, I'm not just speaking about your physical eyes, but your spiritual eyes, your emotional eyes. It's very, very, very important. I can recall times when my eyes have been distracted on things and had car accidents. Just the other day, actually, I was going to get some tests done, and I was distracted by something and, almost backed into someone. Now, mind you, I've got a television screen in my car and I've got rear vision mirrors and I've got beepers going off, but my mind was elsewhere. And of course, that can lead to an accident, can lead to difficulty. So can I just encourage you, be careful what your eyes watch, especially on these things. Now, there's so much stuff out there. it can be actually overwhelming. And, I find myself reacting to stuff. The second thing is your tongue. Look, my mouth has got me into more trouble and also been the greatest source of blessing in my life. My mouth is the gift that I have to use it to create wealth, inspire, to lead people, to help people grow. But boy, oh boy, I can tell you that my mouth at times has gotten me into some problems because I've said things that maybe I didn't mean, or maybe I shouldn't have said, or maybe I didn't think through the process of it enough. Can I encourage you to watch your mouth? Our mouths can be a fountain of life, or as the good book says also, it says that this little spark can light up a fire. Your self-talk, speaking up, speaking well, speaking encouraging words to yourself and about situations. This tongue of ours has a creative force, and God spoke and the world was created. Do you realize that the words are seeds to the soul? If the eyes are the windows of the soul, words can be seeds of the soul that plant a seed. And I oftentimes have maybe said things or to people or about people, and I wish I never did. And we've got to, it can destroy or build. Van Crouch said, your tongue can destroy or build, tear up or mend. Use your words to build confidence. Our words to build confidence, to build life. Third thing is our ears. I really believe our ears. What are we allowing in here? That's why it's important to listen to good motivational material. It's why it's important to, listen to good music. It's why it's important to really plug our ears and lean into good stuff. You're leaning into gossip. You're leaning into negativity. But you can hear a lot of stuff, but you don't have to lean into it, because that will affect your mind. And sometimes we hear from perspective. We hear from perspective. Where you stand will determine what you see, and where you stand will determine what you hear. Several years ago, I was on a long flight from the UK, and I was extremely tired, and I mean extremely tired. I had this really ugly old furry jacket, and in those days didn't have much money, and flew in coach, and I was pretty tired. The plane got stuck in the Middle East somewhere for 12 hours, so the trip was a lot longer than what I'd expected, and certainly what I could physically handle. Exhausting tour, coming back, and I was standing at the airport, and this lady comes out of first class, and she's dressed to the nine, elderly lady, and I've got this old kind of jacket, and she assumed I was a baggage boy. And she goes, "You, baggage boy, can you help me with my luggage?" I was in no mood for that. And looked, I said, "Lady, I'm not the baggage boy." Well, then my wife looked at me and said, "Hey, Pat, you're tired. You're reacting." She's not putting you down. Look at how old she is. She's frail. What she's saying is, "Son, can you help me with my baggage?" I remember I felt so bad. I said, "Oh, it's your service, lady. That'll be $5 a bag." But I was hearing from my tiredness. I was hearing from being exhausted. I was hearing from the plane being later. You got to be careful what you hear. Sometimes people are saying stuff, but we're hearing something else. The other thing is, listen, make sure that your ears, your tongue, and your eyes have filters. And because if we don't filter, especially in this day and age, we're going to actually be worse off mentally. So I want to encourage you, be careful what you allow into your ears. Be careful what you allow out of your mind. The next thing is this, shoulders. Well, Pat, shoulders, yeah. Do you know right now, it seems that people are carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, and it affects their mind. You can carry grudge, you can carry hurt, you can carry problem, you can carry, a reaction to premiers. Boy, today I really wanted to let loose especially when I heard about this young man who had stage 4 terminal cancer and they put him down as COVID-19. I mean, come on. And I thought, you know what? I could say something. I will say something. I carried it in my heart. I felt for his family. But you know what? You can't carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It'll affect your mind. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. Don't allow your shoulders to carry weights that are going to tear you down. And if you need to, stand on someone else's shoulders. I know during these times I need to stand on other people's shoulders and read things and get good reports in, because otherwise you're going to crumble under pressure. And I want to instill hope in you all today, because, if we watch our eyes, we watch our mouth, we watch our ears, we use our shoulders as a place of strength for others to lean on. Not a place where we can, carry a chip on our shoulder. You don't want to carry chips on your shoulders. You want to carry people on there and not have a chip and not have a resentful spirit. Why am I saying all this? Because right now our minds are constantly bombarded, and I feel it. And I think I've got a pretty strong mindset. So in this week, I want to give you some hope. And of course, we may look at some stuff that's going on in the news and bring it up as a point of reference. But I want to instill oxygen into your soul. Because if we don't get oxygen in our soul, we're going to suffocate. And your mind can only take so much. When I was talking to my mates down there in Victoria, there's a good, strong men that are really struggling. And I thought, well, maybe if I could just lift people's spirits and encourage you to see into your future, encourage you to hear through the eyes of your heart, encourage you to, to let others lean on you and you lean on them. Can I encourage you that let your words be a fountain of life? Let your ears be ears that pick up the needs of people and help them and bless them. Guard your mouth, guard your ears, guard your eyes, guard your shoulders. Use them as vehicles of blessing for other people. And I know you'll feel a lot better about things. Several years ago when I was struggling with the black dog or depression, I got so obsessed in my own thinking in myself. And one of my friends said to me, Pat, you've got to get out of your own head. And I never thought of it, that I had to get out of my own head. I thought, well, why am I feeling so down? And he said, start doing things for other people. And that changed my life when I began to focus on others. For many of you right now, your life is kind of like the Olympic flag. You've got all these little circles and they're all together, and they're overlapping each other. And you're trying to, get through one thing, another thing hits you, another thing hits you. Can I encourage, do one thing at a time. Separate the circles. Get rid of the, interlocking circles like the Olympic flag. And separate things, your business, your finance, your marriage, separate them. Deal with them individually. Your mind can only effectively do one thing at once. So I want to encourage you this week, let's work on transforming our minds and being stronger people. This is Pat Mesiti. Hey, by the way, we've got an amazing event coming up with Brian Tracy, not this Saturday, but Saturday week. Make sure you log in for that. First 1,000 seats are free. So make sure you get your seat for the Brian Tracy summit that we're happening, not this Saturday, but following Saturday. God bless you. You have a prosperous life.